YouTube was in with it. It's your boy Zell. I'm back with another banger video, man. Terence Crawford, brutally honest. I don't know how my body will adjust to the new weight. Let's get it.
What made you want to go up in weight classes? Is that just your constant drive to like achieve more and more? What's been the most challenging thing about moving up that weight class?
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Terence Crawford, the best fighter in the world, is being very, very honest and realistic. He's moving to a higher weight class, fighting against arguably the best fighter in that division, and he does not know how his body is going to respond. He doesn't know how he's going to perform because he's never fought at 154, and he started his career at 135. So even though Crawford is expected to win, this is a serious challenge for him. There's no 100% guarantee that he's going.
Yeah, man, this is Crawford's fourth weight class, man. So it's definitely gonna be a challenge. But like he said, he's growing into the weight class. It's not like he's just moving up and forcing himself into it. He's growing into that weight class, so it's natural. So it's not like he's at an extreme disadvantage. In fact, Terrence Crawford might have longer dimensions than this guy. Longer reach. You know, he might be taller than this guy, but the guy might be stockier than him. He might carry weight easier. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how he deals with a guy that big. We saw him deal with Errol Spence, the big, strong guy, and Terrence turned out to be stronger. So Terrence might be playing possum. Terrence Crawford is naturally a strong guy, like very strong for he pound for pound, one of the strongest, if not the strongest guy in the sport. I've seen him deadlift 400, close to 500 pounds. I see him wrestle, slam guys, pick his mom up with one hand, and do strong as shit, bro. And his Majimov dude, Israel Majimov looked pretty strong as well. But we're gonna see who the stronger man is when they get in that ring, bro.
Going to win. Unlike a Canelo Alvarez fight, when Canelo fights, there's pretty much a guarantee he's going to win because he doesn't challenge himself that often. And the times that he did challenge himself, he lost. Canelo is only fighting today just to survive and make a payday. Terence Crawford, he's fighting for greatness. He's fighting for legacy. In recent years, we've seen a lot of fighters move up in weight, and they were unsuccessful or just didn't look good. Demetrius Andrade, he moved up to 168. He got stopped by David Benavidez. David Benavidez moved to 175 and no longer looked like the Mexican monster that fought at 168. But the biggest difference is neither one of those guys are Terence Crawford. What's really interesting is Terence Crawford, he actually said the same thing when he moved from 140 to 147. Right before he moved up, he said, I don't know how I'm going to perform. He said, I don't know how my body is going to feel at a new weight class. And we seen what he did at 147. When it comes to the sport of boxing, you just really never know what you're going to get. That's kind of what makes the sport so entertaining. I mean, because on paper, you would think that the Errol Spence fight would have been Terence Crawford's most difficult fight of his career. It turned out to be one of the easiest fights, if not the
Absolutely.
easiest.
Well, Errol Spence was always one dimensional, and he was a he had a good jab, but it wasn't a jab it wasn't a outside jab. It was a jab to close distance and be a pressure fighter and swarm you and flood your line with punches that most of his opponents just couldn't defend because he was so big and strong. But Terence Crawford is strong as well, not as big, but very strong and technical and athletic. Errol Spence was outmatched athletically in that fight, and it showed because Terence Crawford was quicker to the punch. Terence Crawford would parry Errol Spence's jab and punch at the same time as Errol Spence. He would turn Errol Spence. He would move laterally. He would punch. He would punch at angles. He would throw leaping punch. He would throw rounding punches. He would throw hooks. He would knock him down with straights. It was just a master class, bro. And Errol Spence looked like he wasn't ready, bro. He looked like he had seen a ghost that night, bro. Like, damn, what the hell? It was crazy.
This fight of his career. Terence, he was asked in the same interview, is this the most difficult challenge of your career? And Crawford, he said, every fight I go into can end up being my most difficult fight. I just don't know until we get in there and fight. Which speaks to the point that I just made. Terence Crawford, he said the most difficult fights of his entire career was against Yuriorkis Gamboa and Mean Machine Cav Velasquez. Just imagine that when it comes to Gamboa. Crawford is admitting that one of his most difficult fights in his entire career was against the smallest guy he's ever faced. So you just never know what you're going to get. But I think we're going to get a really, really good fight on August 3rd. And I believe Terence Crawford, he's going to put on a really impressive performance against a very dangerous opponent. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, man, y'all show some love to Dante's Boxing Nation and his channel, bro. Good content as always. Um, but like I'm saying, bro, Terence Crawford said he don't know how his body could react. It might be playing possum because he said the same thing when moving up from 140 to welterweight. He said he don't know how his body gonna react, and we saw how dominant he was. Now this could be different. It could be the same, but history has a way of repeating itself. So I think he'll be dominant. And I don't say that just because being biased. I say it because this man has proven himself over and over again that weight doesn't determine power. Speed, precision, accuracy, and using your opponent's weight and momentum against them. All these things can determine power. So there's a lot of factors that go into this thing. It's not just so one dimensional. Terence Crawford is a three-dimensional fighter. He's multi-dimensional. 3 to 4 dimensions to his game. He can box, he can punch, he can defend. He has multiple layers. And with that being said, I think he's gonna give Israel the toughest fight of his life. Let's not act like Israel gonna go in there and walk Terence Crawford down. He gonna respect that, Terence Crawford, man. And look, man, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share this till next time, man. I love y'all.